We're all gonna die. I know you know this, but in case you forgot, just a friendly reminder. Now that we have that existential dread checked off, we're all gonna die. Still? Yep, we're all still going to die. See, I think about that a lot, especially with what I do online. I make videos about video games and stuff that goes on in the gaming industry, and trust me, I love being in this position. You know, I put it on my Tinder profile. No matches so far, I wonder why. Sure, I still get Skylanders fans sending me pictures of my head on arrows and tons of kids telling me I killed the franchise, which would be a wonderful thing, right? But sometimes, with the impending inevitability of death ringing his bell telling me, yep, still here, I wonder about the longevity of this thing. One day, the old man that lives inside of me will free himself and I'll be fat, lazy, and bald. I would love to keep creating and interacting with everyone until death and I rule 34 to purgatory, but what about the games portion that is really the backbone of what I do? Even from my early teenage days, adults and big kids would tell me that one day my gamer phase would pass, that I'd grow out of it. Maybe I wouldn't have time or whatever, I'm not really sure. It's like the medium of gaming is put on a different pedestal of entertainment than film or music. Those two are fine for everyone, but gaming is somehow just in its own isolated dusty corner surrounded by huge signs that say, fuck, alright. Those things aren't a waste of time or meant for kids, but gaming, ew, just saying it is gross. It's weird how this contradiction has been implanted in my mind somehow. Why play a game and shave off hours of your life even? And what makes this Olympic winning mental gymnastics even more confusing is that certain games don't elicit the same type of silly, for kids criticism. It's almost as if the games you should be obsessed with follow some evolutionary tree with age. First, you have the kid phase where you're supposed to like Nintendo games, you know, stuff with colors and fun music. Games that'll inherently make you smile on a hot day drinking chocolate milk. Then you're in the teenager phase where you have to like drab shoot games to play with friends and say you hate school even though you're super into taking 4 AP tests in 2 days. Next, you're in your adult phase, where it all comes tumbling down and you just mold into whatever's popular to have small talk around the workplace, pretending to like your 9 to 5. Then you die. I know this life cycle is completely arbitrary. As funny as it would be, there's no 10 commandments for gamers. To me, this just feels like the path we're supposed to take, that, like death, falling out of love with gaming is an inevitability. I've always kind of felt this way since I like playing games out of the mainstream. I don't really like Fortnite or COD. I mean, I'll play them with friends, but I tend to enjoy more single-player oriented material. Games that have engaging gameplay with a compelling narrative to boot are my lifeblood. Pokemon, Mario, and Zelda have this weird stigma when people ask you what type of games you play for some reason. It shouldn't be like that, but it weirdly feels like I'm expected to move on from Nintendo and find something more mature. It's this irrational, paradoxical mindset because, rationally, who the fuck cares? Meanwhile, I find my tastes in games radically shifting as I mature. From Wizard 101 to only Nintendo stuff now to everything in between, I find that my preferences for what I play expand to every reach of the industry. Of course, this is kind of in my job description. I have to be a knowledgeable video game boy to be a critic man, but it's odd to have gone from a point where I refuse to play anything without a Nintendo seal of quality to now fucking with everything under the sun. From iCarly on the Wii, to Bloodborne, to Garfield Kart, to Super Mario Odyssey, and to Undertale. And while I was once really into multiplayer stuff, I find solace escaping into a world by myself. In Nier Automata, I spent countless hours exploring and engrossing myself in the lore, fulfilling every side quest and ending along the way. In Breath of the Wild, I made it my mission to see every inch of the expanse of Hyrule and gear up to be an unstoppable force of nature. In Undertale, a moment of silence for seriousness, I actually was really taken aback by the stellar sounds of the world, an interesting take on an otherwise boring turn-based combat system. No matter how much I feel like I can't be associated with some of these games because I'm older, I still find a great deal of joy in them. Maybe my tastes will shift again in the future, but I'm comfortable where I am now, liking anything that's good. I just fear not having enough time to devote to this hobby because I also know that it's just the natural course of life to lose time. I already work 2 jobs outside of YouTube. I'm in school and I do a lot on YouTube, but I consider myself extremely lucky because doing this stuff gives me an excuse to experience a vast assortment of games. I always feel Jesus blessed, a special type of blessing, for having this gig of creative expression and being able to be exposed to new thematic ideas, gameplay concepts, and music through gaming. For my 2% hipster ass, playing a game goes beyond just the mere thrill of play. When I play a game, I like to take it all in. I hate to use the word immersion, but that's really what it has become for me. Games as art make way for thinkers to present unique ideas and perspectives on the world, whether that be existential dread from Nier Automata, or the thrill of over-the-top action from Uncharted, or the whimsicalness that is Mario Odyssey. Every game I play that I consider good forces me to use my brain. You don't get that from a Hallmark movie, Mom. It's gaming's capacity for entertainment and showing of a wide array of ideas that captivates me. It's something I tell myself now I don't want to grow out of. Our world is kind of fucked, isn't it? Most of it is miserable and unforgiving, and life can be like a Jenga tower. You try to pull a block out and build it up, only for it to fall and force you to start all over again. Playing some good games, new games, or bad games are a way to focus on a different aspect of life, one full of creativity and nuance. It's not about avoiding the Jenga tower, it's more so about taking a block out and just staring at it for a bit until you place it on top. It's not a way for me to stop playing Jenga. It enhances my ability to play more of it without it tumbling down. There's this idea that such entertainment has to be put on the back burner as time marches on and you get closer to finding out if there's Garfield in heaven. You tend to value more important things than the self-gratification that comes from gaming. After all, it's a worldly, materialistic pleasure, not one that transcends time, space, and Jesus. So what's the answer? I don't know, but I think I'm okay where I'm at now. Games allow me to think and escape from my unpleasant realities, and for that I value my experiences with the medium. I guess I'll turn this over to you now. Have you thought about this conflict of aging and gaming? Not like with the elderly, but maybe you are. Let me know. Quick shout out. I want to get a quick shout out to the seniors watching. Anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching and take care. Have a wonderful day and goodbye. I got up after I said goodbye. I'm standing right now.